Hi, this is Yaakov Baram, the Shredded Chef, and today we are going to do a special petite loin. It has a very low fat content, and so it makes a perfect bodybuilding meal, especially if you're trying to cut weight. This is called a petite loin. I defrosted it and covered it in diamond kosher salt overnight on all sides, put it on a baker's rack and put it in the refrigerator overnight, and now it is this nice dark color. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this into about 1.5 inch segments, and we're gonna do a technique called cold searing that should make a perfect piece of meat. So first, I'm gonna cut off the ends that are not so even, so I have some nice even cubes. And when I do 1.5 inches, it's about there. Here. So you can see that these are good sized portions. There's very little fat in it, which makes it a good meat. So we're going to do a technique called cold searing. All right, to start this process, we're actually going to have a cold pan. I'm going to take some of my medallions. I'm going to do 4 of them at a time so they have plenty of room in the pan. Pepper them. I'm going to add salt later because these have already been salted overnight. We're going to use a finishing salt when they're finished cooking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, this is a gas range. I'm literally going to set my food timer for 2 minutes. Alexa, set the timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
So what we're going to do is we're going to let these sit for 2 minutes. It's going to cook in its own fat. And after 2 minutes, I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Then we're going to turn it down to medium heat, and we're going to keep on flipping it back and forth for 2 minutes. So I'm thinking this will probably take around 6 minutes for these. Now I don't know if you can hear this, and that is the fat and the water in the meat that is beginning to sizzle. And that's the sound that we want. All right, our first 2 minutes is up. And we can see that it's not going to be a sear yet. It's just, turning it brown. I'm going to flip them over. I'm going to start the next 2 minutes. So the 2 minute timer is going again. After this 2 minutes, then I'm going to turn my heat down to medium. Okay, there's my timer. So I'm going to set this to medium heat. I'm going to flip them over one more time. See, now it's getting a little browner. Okay, now the timer's going for another 2 minutes. I'm gonna let it go for 2 minutes on each side on medium for both of these, and then afterwards I'm gonna check the internal temperature. So for medium rare, it is around, you want it to be around 130 to 135 internal degrees. Flipping them again. You can see I'm getting a nice color on there. The meat is starting to get firm. And I'm going to check the temperature. So I'm going to take my thermometer. I'm going to go in from the side this way. Run it in there. It's about 108, so I need to flip it again. Okay, let's check the temperature of another one here. Timer's about to go off. Need to get it down to about there to get into the center. 131. That is perfect right there. So I'm gonna cut that off. Get these out of the pan. Now I'm gonna let these bad boys rest for 5 minutes. It is really important that we let this meat rest so that the juices can get back into it. And when I cut open one of these, hopefully it should be a very nice even temperature. And then I'm going to use some diamond kosher salt and some Malden sea salt for a finishing, and we'll see how these taste. All right, here we go, the moment of truth. I'm going to cut this on an angle. It cuts very nicely. Kind of make Thin slices here. Oh yeah. That is a very nice, even color. Oh, that looks really good. Oh yeah. So I'm going to put on a little sprinkle of some diamond kosher salt for a taste, and a little sprinkle of this Malden sea salt. This is pretty good. I think I could have probably, instead of the last 2 minutes, only done 1 minute. Maybe just a little bit better. But this is a really good lean meat for a bodybuilding cut. It's delicious. And that was super easy. I mean, no fancy equipment, a 2-minute timer, and that's all it needed. By the way, if you like this, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more cooking stuff, helpful tips about your diet, whether it be bulking or cutting, put it in the comment below. This is Yaakov Baram, the Shredded Chef.